read an announcement, maybe say something quick, and then when you hear your introduction, that's sort of like you coming on stage into the pod. Why am I still?
You got it.
This is so gross. All right, here we go.
You guys ever see porn and they do that? And it's like, I'm supposed to fucking whack it. You know what I'm talking about?
I used to have a joke about that.
Hello? I know, Casey. I'm not a pervert.
Oh. I was like, wait, I know this one. Wait.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
This Saturday, Chemda.
Yes.
This Saturday, we have 2 Keith and the Girl meets.
So much going on.
The first is the open production meeting for Keith and the Girl. This is, of course, to be part of creating those amazing categories you're hearing about on the next Silent Trailers.
This is all virtual, of course.
I sometimes try to sneak in and find out what the categories will be, but so far I've been busted 1 for 1, but we'll see. Go to keithandthegirl.com/tickets for more information. That's keithandthegirl.com/ that's right. And after that, join us on our YouTube channel for our first ever premiere video. What does that mean? Well, we're going to find out together on Saturday. First time we've ever done it. I don't know. Chemda Xerxes did some research. It seems a lot of fun. Let's figure it out together. Go to our YouTube channel under the profile Keith and the Girl. Hit set reminder on our premiere video. I already left a message, by the way. Not for nothing.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Today's guest, fantastic comic. The podcast is called Shady Shit. I know I'm a shithead. I'll tell you that much. Has been featured on Gotham Comedy Live, Lifetime, this and that. Debut album. What's a number 1? You know about that? That's the tops. It's called Son of Barb. You know this musical we saw him some time ago?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Ha. And comedians were legit doing a musical. And comedians, they're precious about their ego. And you got the Big J, Christian Finnegan, belting some things out. Who's the lead over here? Today's guest. Casey Balsham. How you doing, Casey?
Hello. That was a hell of an intro. Thank you so much.
It's a hell of a life.
I know. Maybe I was like, wow, I've done a few things. Thank you so much.
Well, let me start with this then, Casey. Women in comedy. Wow, right? Go.
I mean, can you believe that they even let us talk? It's crazy. We've come a long way, baby.
In your
They let one of you guys in the musical.
They let one of us in. Yeah. And you know what my title was? Female
Singer.
Comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to be person that can actually sing.
No, her whole part was like, they let me in. Let me do this real quick and see if I could be as funny as any woman you've ever met, representing every female ever, and I can do a split.
That was it. That was my thing. I was just like, what do you need from me? And here, this is on behalf of all women.
Right.
This is what we have to offer. All of us. Same.
In your album, Son of Barb, Son of a Barb, you talked about at 13 years old. Mm-hmm. This is like grade 8, right? This I can relate just because I'm understanding ages better. I have 3 stepkids now.
Okay. By the way, the stepkids thing, I'd let you get away with calling them the stepkids. Not only is he not married to their mom, they don't even live with each other. Okay.
Right.
I understand that he says it for context, but I would like to fill that picture in with reality. But also, yes, he regards them as that. And I think that's actually very sweet. But I would like to, full disclosure. Thank you, Keith.
I'm fine with a new word.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. There's no word.
I don't even care. I don't want the responsibility. I'm not looking for praise. I don't give a fuck. But there's got to be a word.
Yeah. I mean, my girlfriend's kids.
My girlfriend's kids, but that certainly doesn't that make it sound like I'm not really into the girlfriend?
No, it makes it sound like you're not really into the kids, which I think is what's really happening.
Because I just want to be clear about that.
My girlfriend's kids, a couple of them, handful.
But because they're different teenage years, I can understand age is better. I'm almost looking back at me and I'm like, oh, that's when I ran away from home. I wasn't 18. That means being an adult. I was 13. So one of them's 13. So anyway, you were 13 and you were taught Santa Claus and still believed in Santa Claus.
Oh, big time. I was I'm a huge make-believe person. I played Barbies till I was 18. So like I was not in the world of like, I was a full-grown woman, but I was still like, "Ooh, you guys want to date or something?" Like I was just doing weird shit
with the Barbies.
You know?
Right?
Oh yeah, my sister literally at my wedding was giving a speech. Was just like she was weird. They were full-on relationships between the Barbies that had been going on for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like I played them way too long. So yeah, believed in Santa Claus until I was.
Wait, did any of your Barbies get like divorced, newly married, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's based on her parents.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
It's
Fuck you.
Barbenship.
Really? I was gonna give you the ass again. No, fuck you.
Oh yeah, no. There was cheating all the time. They always made up. They cheated all the time. I was like 16 being like, oh, like cheated on me. Like I don't even know where I was getting this. I think I watched a lot of All My Children growing up, so maybe that's where it was coming from. But yeah, I very much did, and I still like to do kid things. I think I just never really fully let go of the whole like, you know, growing up thing. But Santa Claus, fully, my mom pulled me over at the side of the road because she was looking at me and I was using an eyelash curler. I had my period and she was like, "Oh, what are we going to tell Jess?" You know, she still believes in Santa Claus. And I was like, "What did you just say?" And she had to pull me over and like explain it to me as like I was like a full lady and she had to like tell me all this stuff.
Did you cry?
I bawled my eyes out. And the funny part is that I knew that the Easter bunny wasn't real. I was like, this is bullshit.
Sure,
but then Santa Claus, I was like, this guy, real deal. Like there's no way that he's not
at
real.
13. Where were you in the world? Like physically, like in the middle of the country somewhere, like
San Francisco.
That's right. You were raised. Oh God. Like what? And by the way, I apologize to the middle.
Right.
I know.
I did
they
not...
were told. No, the middle was told. No, I gave this to you.
Yeah.
And now I can't celebrate with you. And you'll think I'm a piece of shit, but I got to go back to work.
Right. Right. No. And the thing is too, is that kids told me, they were like, how do you not know? And I was like, listen, maybe your parents do it, but Santa still comes to me. Like maybe you're already off his list, but like, he's still my friend.
So did it work all year round? Did it work for your parents to say like, don't do that, Santa's not coming?
No. Could you imagine? It's like a 13-year-old that put out the cigarette. Santa's not coming. You know?
Well, it's funny because in your album you say how like I still believed in Santa Claus, but I also started smoking my first cigarettes.
I was smoking in 8th grade, still believing in Santa Claus. It was a very weird time. It was a very weird time in my life.
Because I'm walking around the school. What's Santa bringing us? Hopefully some tampons. I'm a full-grown woman. Just
sucking down a Newport at a gas station with a bunch of other 8th. I was riding the bus by myself. I was smoking Newports. I was on the BART by myself, and I was fully still like Christmas would come and I'd be like, "Woo, hope I get a dream house." Like it was not okay.
Would you make the Barbie smoke?
No, the Barbies didn't smoke because their arms don't bend like that. So
I picture maybe like you would smoke and then put your face behind the Barbie and blow it out.
No, I couldn't smoke in the house. I had to go and like run around the corner and then.
Well, sure. Your family's not fucking insane. Absolutely.
but can you tell that Keith would play Barbie with you? Like he just got right in there, right?
I know.
I got into action figures. I don't think I was 18, but yes.
What, 16? Because
I'm learning age now. 13. Mm-hmm. I'm learning age now.
Yeah. 13 is like, they're a person. There's like, they're grown. They are grown. It's not a kid.
Casey, come on. All right.
They're a little.
I mean, it's at 13. That's their personality.
Yeah, you know what you like.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
it's the first time they're going like, oh wait, not the way you do it. I have a thought on that, and that's why you start conflicting because it's like, wait, that's not my thought that I gave you for the past 12 years, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have a couple new thoughts, and now we're fighting.
Yeah. Well, absolutely.
Your mother also taught you, don't play with your belly button or you can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm a little confused. You have to fill me in because between stand-up, which I know, who knows when you wrote it, what's real, and different interviews out here. I'm a little confused about the marriage. Are you married now?
Yes. So we have been married for a full year, but we just had our wedding last week.
Okay.
Because of COVID?
Yes. Which I would absolutely suggest to people, like, get married first and then do the wedding. Like, I know nobody will do, like,
Right.
if nobody will listen to me, that's fine. But I'm telling you, it was so much more, it was so much better because you know what's going on. There's less pressure, and then you just get to have fun with it.
You didn't know if you were gonna. You didn't know if you were gonna say yes or no at the time. We get rid of that out of the way. Turns out I said yes.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, I know what this is about, so we can go through with it. Yeah.
See, I say do the opposite, but I'm divorced. I say have the party first. Now you survived the party where you expected it to be this way, went wrong in a few ways. You saw the response of like both parties. And then a year later go, are we signing these papers? Then you got your wedding. You know, you didn't tie yourself up into this crazy shit, but you did. Socially, you did. So now you can, you can take it on the chin socially, but you don't have to, submit paperwork if you don't need it. Genius.
See, we're both in agreement that you shouldn't actually get married at your wedding. And I like that. Just want to take the tradition right out of it.
So when you're a kid and that you don't play with your belly button, look like a weirdo, she says you can't get pregnant.
Right.
And so I hear different stand-up in shows. One stand-up is a couple years ago, we're trying to make a baby. I'm hearing shows not necessarily talking about a baby. I picture you having troubles getting pregnant and then questioning yourself. Maybe I shouldn't have touched my belly button. Is there anything to this theory that I'm making up?
Now that we are now that it is hard to get pregnant, I am wondering if it was just me and my belly button just doing damage when I was 8, She'd be like, don't touch it. And I'm like, first, like I say in the joke, like, I don't understand how much belly button, like how much was I touching it that she was like, we need to tell her that this is going to affect her, but also like it doesn't. Like you can fucking play with your belly button as much as you want.
I'm glad that this turned into a PSA. Like, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't worry if you're got a belly button fetish with your own belly button, mind you.
By the way, you are fantastic, but she was right on this one. People, don't touch your belly buttons. It makes me feel like you haven't showered. I don't know. And nobody taught me that. I just associate it with that. Like you have become so unclean that you're collecting and now you're trying to take it out. I don't.
Trying to take out your belly button?
I don't. No. Because your belly button's like a cup. So, it's shaped where things can go and stay. And now you're trying to take it out in public. Go take a shower.
The belly button's so weird. I was seeing a doctor for something not too long ago, and my belly button, it looked funny to me, but I don't know what my belly button looks like. I couldn't draw it. I couldn't pick it out of a lineup, but I go, hey, can you look at my belly button? It seems a little weird to me. He goes, that's the way they are. Do you know what a belly button is? And I'm like, stop. All right, well, I guess it's good. The end. Because you don't seem to know what the fuck the X-ray.
Stop it. Was your doctor her mother?
Yeah. Dr. Barb.
Did you touch it? I'm like, I probably did.
Dr. Barb. Well, I have also a very deep belly button. So I guess I was just really going for it. I've never
kept pushing it in and then
I was just like, how much? Yeah, it was really like, you would have been horrified. Like you'd be horrified if you saw it. Like you could literally, like my belly button is
you can open it.
It's cavernous. It's cavernous.
But you're close. A little lower, gentlemen.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
You talk about
wrong hole.
Right, wrong hole. You talk about your parents, Barb and Jim. They divorced. How old were you then?
I was 25. It was right. Yeah, it was right when I moved to Hawaii and my sister left for college. So they waited.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
But it's even crueler to like have your youngest sister move out and the divorce is like the next day, sort of. I know it didn't happen exactly like that, but it's so like, holy shit, this really was for us. You have hated everything for a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they weren't like, it never really came across like you could just tell my dad was kind of like, he was separating things and, like he had separated his finances and stuff like that. And he would kind of like, he'd have a couple beers and be like, and not, he wasn't like the kind of guy that was like, as soon as you guys are old enough, I'm out of here. But he was like, there's some stuff that I need to make sure that I take care of. But they never made us feel like they hated each other. We could just tell, like my mom just had some, Barb is an eclectic woman. So we were like, you hung on a really long time, Jim.
Wow.
Like it was, even us watching this, we're like, how did you guys even get together? Like you're so different. So
how did they get together?
They met at a bar when she was engaged to somebody, and they were like 19, and my dad was like doing an impression of a boxer, and he was like drunk, and my mom was like, oh, that guy, I'm gonna marry him. And then they played like foosball, and then everybody went home and they played like catch in the middle of the street, and then
so he's like he's a little bit more eclectic when he's drunk.
Oh yeah. Oh, Jim.
Okay.
Drunk Jim. He's a sight to behold. 100%.
Well, Casey tells a joke. It's like, oh, why are you such a mess? You drink too much. Like you met me in a bar. I was drinking alone in the corner. Were you just hoping for the best? Or did you find me? Yeah, looking back, me and my ex, she said hello by bringing Jaeger shots at a live Keith and the Girl show in London. What did you expect, sweetheart?
No,
you wanted that to work out.
Yeah, when you start off with Fireball, it's like you can't expect a ring at the end of this,
And she was engaged. That's so interesting.
Yeah,
Have you ever met that guy?
No, but I guess he was like some computer nerd who's like, a millionaire now, but whatever. But I'm like, you should have had me with dad and then get back together with that guy,
Good family planning.
There we go.
Have you given that guy cards and stuff? You might as well.
No, I wish. I would love to. I should track him down and just be like, I'm your daughter.
Yeah. Millionaires aren't emotionally available. Just be the last person to send them a card.
I know. There we go.
Before they go.
Do you remember Barb? He had some secrets.
In your stand-up, you talk about fighting in public.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the point being, women don't mind, guys don't wanna, and you say, you know what, you don't want to leave me with my thoughts for 20 blocks. It's actually a favor to you if I say it right now. I hate arguing in public. The point of Keith and the Girl, I guess, is being, coming clean about everybody's, me specifically, about all the stupidity. But at the same time, I don't want to be out in public yelling at somebody. And then I think also it's not that I look bad. It's that later I see them and I have to make sure they're okay. Do they wonder about our relationship? That kind of thing. Do you ever think about that? And what do you think when you see a couple fighting that
Oh, when I see a couple that I know fighting, that's always awkward, because then you kind of have to be like, oh, where do I look? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right.
You have to kind of pretend like, or like, I think
I used to. Now I stare. Now I put my hands on my chin, elbows on the table, and I'm like, I'm here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, actually, I guess because we don't actually fight in public that often, but I guess we have gotten into a couple just because our arguments also are the stupidest arguments you've ever heard. We actually, one of our biggest fights we ever got into was over Santa Claus, ironically enough.
Is he black or white?
No.
That's right. You can't say on the news it's white if it's not. But what's your point?
No, because we started talking, because we were talking about how long I believed, and we were talking about when we eventually have kids, like he was like, well, if they asked me if he was real, I would tell them no. And I was like, you cannot. And I was like, they're children. And this was like, these are hypothetical children.
Like, who cares?
In fucking space, floating around in space right now, and his balls or whatever. And and I'm like, you could never. And we got in this, I stood up on the bed and was like, that, screaming at him, crying, being like, you can't tell a child that Santa's not real. And he was like, I just feel like, and his whole thing is, he's very much like, if they ask, I'm not going to lie to them. And I'm like, you lie to them until they're grown up.
Right. Right. Like, have you seen a movie? You have to lie to them. You have to.
One of the biggest fights we've ever had. And it's so funny. But actually, again, at our wedding, one of our friends, because we had a roasts and toast the night before, so people could get up and roast us and, or just, toast, talk about memories. And
I'm sorry, how recently was the wedding?
Last Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Literally Monday.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
To him.
Thank you. I will let him know.
Right. And congratulations on having purpose.
You say best wishes to the woman.
Best wishes. Best wishes.
Best wishes.
Yes.
Oh, is that really a thing?
I saw it Gilmore Girls taught me that, because they don't say why, but I imagine it's like, congratulations to the man. You're a piece of shit. and you get to, reward yourself with this woman. Best wishes to the woman. Good luck to you.
Right.
So that's how I remember it. They didn't say that on the show, but it felt that way. So
it was heavily implied.
Meanwhile, men invented all those terms. Like, let's call her the better half.
Right.
No, she has to call before she shows up at my job.
Right.
But she's the better half. We're going to go to the moon. Really? Do you think we could be at Jupiter by now if women were in charge? It's my better half. And she's watching daytime TV right now, I'm sure.
Wait, did you guys see that tweet that was going around about Mackenzie and Jeff Bezos, where it was like Jeff Bezos is flying a penis into space and Mackenzie's like giving billions of dollars to charity. So it was like boys really do go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Like, it was so perfect. No, but this toast about a fight in public that I guess we had in front of our friend Chelsea. I guess we had a full blown like disagreement. We must have already been like, you get into those phases in relationship where like you have like months of being really good and then all of a sudden it starts rising and then the fight that actually happens is like for the stupidest shit ever just because it's been building. So I guess we got in an argument about whether or not he made chocolate chips or chocolate chip cookies or chocolate chip cookies. And like neither one of us remembers this, but she was like, me and her boyfriend, she's like, we watched this and we referenced this in our own life a lot. Like anytime we're upset, we're like chocolate or chocolate. Like, so
it calms things down. Right?
I was like, oh my God. Like, I can't believe, like I was saying, we must have already been annoyed with each other where she's like, well, first off, also, do you know when he buys cookie dough? Like if you buy cookie dough, you make all the cookies, right?
Yeah.
This bitch makes like 3 cookies at a time. It's like
he's right though, isn't he?
It's so serial killer though. It's like who makes 2 who's like cookies and then bakes fucking 2. It's obnoxious.
Well, someone with portion control.
Kyle bakes all the cookies, but I tell her ahead of time I'm literally gonna have a bite. She goes, "Yeah, I'll just make them for us anyway," which is fine. Eat them all. We all know the trick. But then you're disgusted to me that you ate so many cookies.
Yes. Well, that was the basis of the fight was I was like, no, I'm being healthy today, as opposed to, I was like, no, I'm not going to eat any cookies. So then he makes 4 and then I'm livid because I'm like, why would you only make 4? I want cookies. He's like, I didn't want cookies, chocolate chip. And she says that they fully did that. Like you like hand on the thing. And she's like, and it is funny because we've taken sides. She's like, I'm on his side and he's on your side. Like, but we reference this in our own life many times. I'm like, well, if we can get another couple through the great debate of 4 chocolate chip cookies, then we've done our point as a part.
I totally get that. And we have debated that fight and argument in public on this show, I think, since the beginning of the episodes. Right. So, and I watch and I don't want to gender it, but it does seem like, because I'm like, first of all, we're not fighting. And that was one of your first words, like fighting, arguing. We have into a heated discussion and men will be like, this is a fight. This is not a fight. If you are looking at me with those eyes, this is a fight. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. And I'm talking. And it's like,
I should be upset. You don't care so much, apparently, because I'm over here at war. You don't even give a fuck.
I've got my armor on.
Right.
And that's the thing. I'm just like, no, we're just arguing. And in terms of like watching other people, even if it is your friends, I like your friend's stance on this. And Keith, you also just going like, well, now I watch you because you know what? This is fucking real. This whole like, yes, I value you, like blah, blah, blah. Like, of course you value me. I don't want to hear that all day coming from the couple. Every once in a while, you're like, I don't like what you're saying to me. I don't even like those words. I think you're using the definition wrong. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Nobody wants
so
to.
often.
And I didn't even tell you whose side said what. Just both of those people are annoying at that time. And so sometimes, most of the time we take turns being annoying, I think. But if you like start being annoying at the same time, that's not a good idea. One of you has to back off and pick another day to be annoying.
Sure. Like right now, me and Kyle are going through something. And I mean, she'll hear this. This is news to her, but it shouldn't be. And that's what's more offensive. So we watch our movies virtually sometimes, so I don't get too involved with the kids. And she picked a movie on Netflix called Hidden in Plain Sight. And she goes, oh, this looks good. Now, I know when she goes through movies, she just either sees a picture or, of course, the 2-sentence description. And it's like, this seems, she'll be at a restaurant and be like, steak, oh, that looks good. I'm like, yeah, baby, but it's just the word. But okay. What's that? Okay. So she shows that movie and she goes, any suggestions? And I name suggestions. I write, what's the one you just told me about? And the Empire of the Sun is somehow a classic that I missed. I'm excited to see that. I go, Cherry, this movie with Spider-Man in it. Very excited. Spider-Man at War. But anyway,
but okay.
She goes, well, it seems like two movies that are highly recommended. And then she goes, how about Hidden in Plain Sight? And at this point, I'm like, you didn't just ignore it. You know, sometimes it's like, do these people not see the left side of their screen all of a sudden? I'm like, did you see I wrote Cherry? Did you see I wrote Empire of the Sun? She goes, yeah, how about blah, 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 looks good. I go, okay, then we'll watch this. So I start watching it. You ever see these movies where right away it's no offense, I know you had to stand up on Lifetime, Casey, but these Lifetime type shit movies. And I don't know how I know, but it's right away. It's like they set the sound to garbage, and even the font is dumb. And you're gonna say, "Hi, how are you?" as the first line. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this whole thing is bullshit." So I'm watching, and it's just crap. You know who the bad guy's gonna be. You can tell no one's gonna die, even in a Lifetime type movie. In this piece of shit. And then I start texting, and I'm on like text number 5 about making fun of this movie. I could tell she's not there. And I go, I swear to God, if I'm watching this alone, she goes, no, I'm really watching it fully. And I brush my teeth, wash my face, did my mud mask. She's on timeout right now and can no longer. If only she knew someone who knew movies. Only.
But is she watching on a laptop, bringing it into?
Yes, Kanda. Unless she on the phone with the director, and it's the only time she can talk to him, and we'll catch up later. Yes, Kanda, that could be it. That could be it.
Wait, isn't Hidden in Plain Sight? Isn't that the documentary about the girl that was kidnapped twice?
It's a documentary about me killing my girlfriend.
Ah, yes.
No,
yes,
it's fake bullshit.
Okay.
At least the one I saw. I mean, it sounds like you just picked that title from a book. Now that I think about it, it had nothing to do with the movie.
I know. No, but you know what? I get that about movie suggestions because sometimes we'll be on Netflix and I'll be like, how about this? How about this? And he just completely doesn't say anything and just keeps skipping. I'm like, at least just say no.
Acknowledge me.
At least let me know that you heard me say 5 movie titles. Yes, they're all rom-coms from the year 2002. That's my special genre that makes me feel lovely. But just say no. Like, stop saying, because he'll always suggest like a Marvel something. And I'm like, absolutely, we need to go into 2 different rooms. This is not we clearly don't have the same taste in movies. And we're just realizing that 8 years later.
But why would you think, my love, why would you think you just go into another room and it wouldn't bother me if I'm only watching it alone? Do you think I'm going to reference it at the end? And what are you going to go? Mm-hmm. Somebody was not thinking about me. That's my point. Somebody was not thinking about me.
I understand. I think that you should put her on time. I think you shouldn't talk to her again for a year.
I'm not going to, I'll tell you what, I do care about her very much. I'm not going to talk to the kids for a year.
There you go. Even if they're there.
Right. Oh, they wouldn't care. Honest to God, they wouldn't care. Like they don't do it.
Phones.
We're joking. Yeah,
they don't care. They've got phones.
They're fine. Neither here nor there. We got a fun message from Yasmin Garza, a recent guest.
Oh, I love Yasmin.
She was talking on her show about a Lyft driver that I believe it was New Year's. July 4th. And she was leaving her house and the Lyft driver was out of the car and started walking towards her with his dick out of his pants.
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
Yeah. And he said, hey, a lot of traffic out there. What do you think? So
he was talking about his sperm.
Yes.
I finally put it together.
It's a lot of traffic and it has to come through the tunnel. She just wrote, Kenda, hi woman. Just wanted to give you the update on the Lyft dude. He got arrested Wednesday.
Whoa.
And we said, why don't you hit on the cop that you were attracted to, the detective that came by. She said, and the cop is married.
Damn it.
So she checked all the boxes, but all right, we got that.
I was actually disappointed that the cop was married because I was so impressed with I found him attractive. I'm going to see if I could date him. And I'm like, oh, I want this soap opera. I want an update every month on this relationship. So I'm bummed it didn't go anywhere, but it was nice that we got updated.
Yeah.
Let's let bad dick lead to good dick. Am I wrong, ladies?
Yes.
Yes.
That's actually the woman over 30's mantra.
Yes.
This is what we all chant before we go out. Let bad dick lead to good dick. Let bad dick lead to good dick.
You're just chasing good dick with bad dick.
I know. It's like we have that tattooed on our body. It's like, you remember how you had to find the bunny on the cover of Playboy?
Mm-hmm.
We have that tattoo. Let bad dick lead to good dick.
Is that a thing? You had to look for the bunny.
They always had a hidden bunny on the cover of Playboy.
Casey, why do you know that?
I was in college.
Okay.
We had a college. I had a whole group of friends. They were literally, we had a guy group of friends and they were all named Colin and they all lived together. They had some Playboys, you look.
You don't have a Playboy tattoo, do you?
I don't. No. I have much worse tattoos.
Now, you're not shy about these tattoos. I understand one is a country lyric. Is that a true story?
Yeah.
Or a joke?
No, it's real. It says "Rope the Moon" on my back.
Who sang that?
John Michael Montgomery.
Duh, I know. I didn't
Obviously,
know what person you were.
JMM. No, I was at a country concert with my best friend from high school at the time, and we were like all buzzed up, and I was like, we should get a tattoo. And then I drew it, and then I brought it to a lady who was like, sure. It's the fucking, I'm telling you, my tattoos, I look like a Raider fan. They're terrible. They're just black ink and like smudged, and and the thing is that I love tattoos, so I wish mine actually were cool, but they're
where was it? Where is it?
It's right here
on your back.
In the back.
Upper
yeah,
back.
It's like it was the most painful tattoo I've gotten too. And like the lady was like drinking peppermint schnapps, like the whole operation.
Oh, nobody cared. She's like, well, that makes sense. She's like, you don't care, I don't care. This is an art class.
Yeah. I was like, I drew this. And it's literally like me writing in cursive, like rope the mom. It looks like it says rope the mom. Like some people ask if it says like rope the Moor. And I'm like, is Othello he's not on my, like, please stop. Like, it's crazy that it's so bad.
Can you send us a picture of that after?
100%.
Thank you.
Yes. I'll have my husband do a photo. Portrait mode is okay.
Yeah. Will you ask to look at it after he does it? Or will you be like, oh God, and then you just start crying? Like,
no.
There's a reason I never see it.
Yeah, no. I'll be like, did you get it? Let me see it. No, I'll make sure that it looks nice.
Right. You have a leg up for no reason. Like, where's that leg? What mirror is that? That was her back.
I know. Trust me, I've been saying I'm going to cover up this tattoo for about 15 years. One of these days, I'm going to do it because it's not big, but it just is very ugly.
Kyle has a couple tattoos and she admits they were silly. She didn't, they don't come with a meaning necessarily, but the 16-year-old is so desperate to get a tattoo. She's like, can I at least get what you have on your hand? We'll have matching mother-daughter tattoos. And she's like, but what I have is stupid. Can I just get one? Like, they'll take anything.
I know. That's why I got like 3 of mine once I turned 18. And like, that was when tattoos were like, now they're doing some cool artwork with things. But like when I was 18,
you could do 3D glow in the dark.
You could do so much cool shit. But when I was 18, everyone was getting tribal tramp stamps. So I have like the largest tribal tramps. It spans my entire lower back. And I got it from a fake tattoo. I brought in a mini fake tattoo to a tattoo artist and said,
repeat it.
Bigger, please. I got this one. This is the only one I actually kind of like.
Okay, hold on. That's fun. Cool. Hold on 1 second. So the other one is I picture it like pixelated, like they blew it up and printed it out.
It's just like, it's like wires and then there's like waves and a star. And I remember thinking like, I live in Long Beach, California, the waves. And now like I look at it and I'm like, gah. Like I feel like I need to get just a tattoo that points to that tattoo. And it's just like, I was 18, like it's so bad. That's, if I could remove one, I'd remove that one, but I want to cover up the one on my back.
And the one you just showed was your finger. It's the classic mustache. You put it, and I have a mustache now all of a sudden.
I got a mustache. Yes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That is one of the greatest tattoos I've ever seen. I'm not kidding.
This one I got drunk in Hawaii. I got called off of work. I was working at a restaurant and I got called off. And so me and my friends started drinking margaritas and start boozing. We end up at this little bar and I just
there's a trend here. And your father started it.
Yes, 100%. I monkey see, monkey do, Jim.
You're a mess. What did you expect? You met me drawing a mustache on my finger. There's
still a couple bartenders in Maui that if I come back, they'll be like, because because they
Put their finger up.
because my friend Conrad, who is a bartender at Leilani's, drew this for me, and then I brought this picture into well, I asked everybody at this bar, I go, should I get this? And everyone was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, great. I'm like, cool. Yeah. Yeah. A bunch of people drinking margaritas at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'm like, okay,
Right.
this is my group.
This is how people get like bad information on the internet.
Yes.
The internet's like a bar, right? Should I leave my husband? Yeah, absolutely. Should I marry him again? Absolutely.
100%. Either way you go, you're wrong. But yeah, I walk across the street and I just was like, one mustache, please. And she's like, are you drunk? And I'm like, no. And she just did it. And I was very drunk.
Right.
And then,
No, are you drunk?
yeah, I was like,
Well, you sound the same as me. No, I'm not drunk.
yeah, I was
So-
like, who's drunk here? But it was wild. My fingers swelled up. And then I was like in Hawaii. So I had to swim with my arm in the air for like a month.
You had to swim?
Well, you're in Hawaii.
I must.
Hawaii.
What else is there? Yeah. it's
Yeah.
How
biking
long
and
were you in
swimming.
Hawaii?
For 3 years.
Wow.
I know. It was
Is it
the best.
expensive? What makes you leave? It's the fucking best, it seems.
I
Very
know.
expensive.
I was like, ooh, stand-up comedy seems so fun and lucrative. So I left.
I left so that I can earn my way to Hawaii.
Yeah, so I could eventually buy a ticket to visit Hawaii one day after a good weekend. No, I went from 25 to 28, and it was just kind of like you make the decision after 3 years. You're like, you live here or you don't. And I just was like, I think I have some bigger stuff I'd like to do. I'd like to see. I always wanted to live in New York, but fucking Hawaii was the best. But it's it's not more expensive than here or LA or anything, but in Hawaii, we always used to say it's a $150 bill just passes between everybody because they come into your restaurant, you give them free shit, they tip. You go into another restaurant, you just know everybody.
Right.
Plus, when you have a Hawaiian ID, you get 15% off of everything. They have this like Kama Aina prices if you're a local. But I remember my dad came to visit. He's like, can we just go to one place where we have a real bill? And I'm like, I can't, like, because it's just everywhere gets discounted or you get free shit and stuff like that. So you're just always tipping. You always have a cheap.
Jim wants a real bill? Come on, Jim.
Jim was like, I don't know how to do this with we have 50% off. We got 2 free appetizers. This bottle of wine was just given to us. Like, what do I tip? And I was like, we'll figure it out.
Right.
Wow.
But yeah.
Your family sounds more Jewish than Santa Claus was real.
Oh yeah. Well, we are Jewish, but I didn't find out until a couple years ago.
From ancestry?
From an aunt that my dad knew. Everybody fucking knew but me. Nobody told me. Robbie's like, your face should have been the key. He's like, you should have just looked in a fucking mirror once in a while. No.
And does that change you at all?
No, I'm just very confused. I went to Catholic school. I worked at a Catholic camp. And then I'm like, oh, now I have all these. At our wedding, literally, but Robbie's Jewish and he's such a bad Jew. We don't know anything that literally we did the chairs and somebody threw us a napkin that we're supposed to hold. And I just started whipping it around like a lasso. Like somebody handed me a napkin. They were like, somebody get him a napkin. And they handed me, I was like, oh, great. Woo! Like I didn't even know. And then I saw a video of people holding it. And I was like, Robbie, we were supposed to like hold it together. And he's like, I don't know. Like his mom's from Israel and we don't know these things,
I say when in doubt, put a lampshade on your head. You didn't know. So
when in
you
doubt,
make an ass of yourself.
Whip a napkin. Like literally, I was just whipping it. I was like, oh, this must be what people do when they sit in the chairs. And I just
You're not totally wrong, I don't think, but
yeah, we're supposed to hold it. But
That's
yeah, no,
fun.
my aunt, my dad's dad was 100% Jewish. Like his parents like fled the Ukraine, like did all this stuff. And so we were visiting my dad's aunt. She had turned 100. And so we went to go celebrate her 100th birthday. And she was like being 100% Jewish, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, excuse me?
Right.
I had no idea. So I know it's my dad's side, so it's not like real or whatever, but I just didn't even know it was, I didn't even know. And he was like, yeah, when I was growing up, they just told us not to talk about it. I was like, what?
were there Holocaust survivors?
No, that they fled.
Wow.
I just thought it was
but-
Russian. And they're like, no, we ran. They ran.
But you're not supposed to talk about it. Doesn't mean you don't warn your kids that somebody else might figure it out and talk about it and you won't know what to do. Like an
I
idiot.
know.
She's 100. She held it in for 100 years.
Right.
Yeah, I guess apparently. Well, my grandpa lived with us and I didn't know,
Like in an attic? Are you like, how far gone are you?
in a basement. I'm not
Okay.
a monster. We made a nice little kitchen unit for Grandpa Joe. But then Balsham is like Balsham Tov, which is like from this like crazy like Hasidic rabbi, I guess, who like brought Kabbalah to the people. So like I'm like not only Jewish, I'm like a pretty fucking famous Jew. So thank you so much. You're welcome.
Are you into half introducing Jewish things into this made up kid of yours or what?
Like half
any plan? I don't know. Are you Santa Claus carrying a candelabra? I don't know. Have you thought about it?
Candelabra.
Yeah, they love them. They love them.
A menorah.
Yeah, menorah. Right. I didn't want to appropriate.
I like the idea. No, I get it, but I think a candelabra could sub in times of need.
Right. You get the point. You just don't light them all.
Yeah. No, no, I would like to do some research. I feel like I should. Okay. I should be a little bit. I should know some stuff, but I don't.
Okay.
I
hear you.
We're making our own world.
Let me ask you: when your youngest sister got married before you, did that really do something to you?
I mean, we weren't even engaged at the time, and she's 6.5 years younger. So yeah.
That's funny. I don't know. It's just funny to me because I never understood it. I don't know if you did it kind of, but
well,
what's the fucking hurry?
Basically, you're going like, taxes. As a dude, I didn't feel any pressure to do anything in the marriage department. Kinda, how about you? And I'm like, well, there was always pressure for me since I think and I think they do this a lot to kids, like you're 5 years old and it's like, oh, you'll get married soon. And they meant it because I was raised in a Middle Eastern home. So like, yeah, you are getting married soon. So I think because I got that constantly, I was like, I am not going to think about that because it can't be a goal. It can't be a goal if like you set it for me in all these parameters since I was 5. So that helped me let go of it. But it's so there. It's so when is he going to ask you? And it's like, when is he going to ask me? He is right there. Go talk to him, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't even that. It was more me being like, 7 years. What do you think? Nothing. I'm only getting older. Like I've peaked already. Like if anything, you should marry me now for the pictures that you want to see later. Like the hair is getting grayer. The tooth is missing, buddy. I'm rotting.
Had you ever spoken about getting married before the 7 years of being together?
Yeah, we chatted about it probably like 5 years in. And I was like, and then I think probably every time we got in an argument at the end of it, regardless if it was about chocolate chips or what, I'd be like, and I want to marry you. It was always
after when we're mad.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I love how you think every argument isn't secretly about the fact that we're not married. Like, come on. I don't really need you to clean the toilet. I need you to fucking, give me some tax breaks here, kid.
So what was he saying? Like, what was the holdup? It's because you don't know when you're supposed to be married, but I would say about 5 years. Conversation about it is totally legal.
And we're we're in our upper 30s. We're not in our 20s, like I was 39. I know. Gross. Yeah. I'm 39. I was like, this is only going to get worse for you. Pretty soon. Do you want me even to be able to walk down the aisle? What's wrong with you?
Are you giving pointers? Because it ended up working. So I feel like a lot of people listening.
Good question. Did it? Not to assume Casey did it.
What was it better to get married older?
Is it working out?
No, it obviously works.
Yes, it's working out.
Okay.
And I will say the wedding actually brought it is just such a great day that it does like bring you closer. You kind of like, I almost feel like it's a clean slate. Cause I feel like in a relationship, you carry not even baggage from other ones, cause we're past that, but like you carry baggage from your own relationship. And, there's, again, it's like certain themes come up in every argument that are not all the way always settled. But I feel like after like speaking vows to each other and like having this amazing like few days, it's like the slate is like completely wiped clean. Like I like resentment from not being proposed to for that long and all these other things, it kind of went away. You know what I mean? Like it kind of it was like, okay, hearing you say we needed that time. We needed to say nice things to each other in front of a bunch of people and get dressed up. And
is it going to be funny if we get? Is it going to be funny if we get invites every other month? Is that going to be interesting?
Come watch us fight on Monday, but then make up on Friday.
I'll be like, we're not doing well. It's time to get married again. No, but it is working out. It was a very special day, and it really made me like, you remember. You're like, oh, I love this person, and you clean up nice. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting married later.
How was the party?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was nothing went wrong. Oh
no, you got another tattoo.
I wish I would have had a tattoo artist there if I could find one. I really wanted a face painter there. I really was like, I thought like, it's like halfway through my wedding, I'd like to be a tiger, but I couldn't.
See, we should have we should have met earlier because I used to do that for kids parties for like 12, 13 years.
I wish I really wanted it to be a carnival. Like
it's probably best. You know what? Your husband's like, shut the fuck up. I knew 3 face painters. This is not a thing. And it wasn't going to be.
Oh my God. If he has a secret repertoire of 3 face painters, that will be grounds for divorce. I'd be like, you've never told me about these face painting friends. I like to party.
You acted like the wedding, or you said that the wedding, you're guessing. The wedding was easier because you took out the part where like, oh, will he say yes? As if he won't. Yeah. But I can easily see that being worse because now you're really, as if you weren't before, now you're really focused on the flowers and everything just being right and the band. Did you become a bridezilla at all?
No, I definitely was like paid attention to detail, but I think the venue I chose was so great to work with, and they do a lot of stuff that it really was just the personal touches that I had to do. And so I don't think I became a bridezilla, but you know.
I think that has to do
with my sister.
Like, oh, she's up next, please.
Jessica.
I think, I wonder if that has to do with being in this line of business because you've produced stuff before and a wedding is a big giant production. Your first production,
stage managing.
Yeah. So you're going to forget like, oh, right. If somebody's coming to my show, they need this. And I need to think of the tickets in advance. I need to think of everyone's comfort level and what time things will happen. And I think at this point we've done dozens and we've been a part of other people's. And I think now it's like, we know what the expectation is.
Yeah.
You know, like if people are having a little bit of fun, you're good. Like,
yeah. And I think another thing when you're older too, it's like, you've been to so many weddings that, yeah, you have a decent blueprint for what you like and what you don't. But I really said, if I was to give anybody else another piece of advice, it'd be, you go personal, not traditional. Like we didn't have a cake, we had donuts and coffee. Like we didn't do certain traditional. We did a couple traditional things, but we just did the things that were like fun to us. Like we had like candy on the like candy cigarettes and candy and like it was like a kid's party but for grown-ups, but with like also joints and cigarettes, like we had candy necklaces and we had cigarettes. It was like you could be both things if you wanted to.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was really silly.
We hope to be invited to your next one, which apparently might be next year.
Right. Yeah, for my second wedding it's going to go off, I'm telling you.
Is there any pressure? How'd you get married the first time? Just City Hall?
No, we rented a convertible and dressed in 80s clothes, and a lady married us on the street. Like she was, it was this thing called I Do Drive-Through. And yeah, it was middle of quarantine. And so a lady just comes up and marries you like in the car. And it was like 100 degrees. We were sweating. My nephew was like a baby in the front seat. I thought I was going to kill him. And then we went out to dinner.
Oh, and there's, nice. I don't want to blow your mind. Was there paperwork?
Yes, we signed some shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No. It was real because we couldn't get an appointment because the hall of whatever signs it was, closed for so long that we literally had to go on every day and wait for a Zoom appointment to open up so that we could get married. And so we did. So it actually happened that we got married a week after the day so we got married August 2nd. Our wedding was July 26th. So now we have this like kind of like week to celebrate. So we had our wedding and our 1-year anniversary kind of in the same week.
Is there any pressure to figure out who to put at table 12, who to put at the table all the way in the back, the single odds, ends and fuck ups?
Is that the comics there?
The comics, of course.
They know who they are.
They get it.
But the wedding was mainly comics. So it was actually kind of fun.
It was you guys at one table and then all the comics at a big table. And then did you come around with that purse? Hey, how you doing? Now put things in my purse. Did you do that?
No, I didn't even know about the purse situation. I wish I had a purse.
It feels so tacky to me, but I've seen it a couple times. What did you think when you saw that, Hinda? Are you like, hey, it's just the way it is, or this is kind of weird?
I think it's part of the production. I think everybody knows why they're there, and I know
gave
why
you
you're
the gift.
carrying
Didn't I already give you the money in the gift? Didn't I give it to you when I walked in? Was I supposed to save the card that had money in it for the purse? Do I say no? It's almost like, hey, did you tip me? Like, yeah, I left cash at the table. Don't go by the receipt. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's all uncomfortable. I think like I get why people want to go from table to table, but even that, it's like I know that you're just acknowledging that I'm here for your wedding, but I also know that you have to make these rounds, so I'm going to make it quick. Like, I don't know. I say ghost everybody during your wedding. It's your shit.
Yeah, we put a card box out. Well, we had a 2-day thing though. So we saw everyone like the night before at the roasts and toasts, which was nice. Cause then at the wedding, we just kind of partied, but we didn't sit at our own table. We sat at a big table of like 24 with some friends and family. And then, yeah, we didn't go around and say hi to anybody. I had a friend, Irene Morales, go around with a smoke tray. And then I was shocked why nobody was dancing. And they're like, they're all outside smoking. Like, do you understand? Like you gave them all things to do outside. But that's the only person who maybe made rounds. I just kind of talk to people as I talk to people, you know?
Yeah. But Keith, because your father-in-law was financially supporting it, it seemed like it was the wedding that happens where it's like, it's traditional.
He didn't do that.
You're going to have these.
We didn't do that.
No?
No. Fuck no.
Oh, I thought he paid for it.
Unless you did it on the side. No, you paid a check like normal people do. We didn't come around with a bag.
Oh, no. No, I thought because your father-in-law was paying for the wedding.
That what?
That you did it more traditional because you're just like, oh, whatever normally happens.
No, you don't do a bag. It's fucking weird. Don't do a bag.
I've never seen a bag.
We still paid for things. You don't do a bag. Fucking bag.
What made you do a bag then?
Me?
Yeah.
Something's going on with your internet connection. We didn't have a bag. There's no planet I would ever have a bag.
Okay. All right. Because I don't remember putting something in your bag, and I swear I gave you something.
Well, let me ask you this, Casey. The day before, roasts and toasts, you just said.
Yeah.
Is that a good time to be roasting somebody the day before their wedding? That dress looks great. Yeah. Somebody grew a couple pounds. Anyway, I'm roasting.
It was pretty much like that. It ended up being, because it was kind of like a talent show. Just like my sister sang a song. My mom inexplicably did an act out where her and her boyfriend were fighting with baguettes. And then we had a couple, it was like, cause we got engaged in Paris. So they were like acting out our engagement, but then it just turned into this weird baguette sword fight. But you know what? It kicked it off great to be like, oh, this is going to be a fucking blast. And then
all improv does, right? It ends up in a fight or fucking.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Somebody's not going to have their shirt on.
100%. Yes. And it goes where it goes. But we had like 5 comics roast us. And then we had probably like 5 friends give like real toasts. And then in between there was like a song and then this act out. And my, Robbie's nephew, who's 10, got up and like very confidently in front of a room full of comics was just like, you guys have come a long way. Wish you happy. And it was like the cutest thing. So it was a very good mix of sweet and roasting, and nobody was too cruel. Yeah. I didn't cry, which was my only goal. Right. But it was fun. I would suggest it to anybody. It's really personalizes it, you know.
Is there a honeymoon now?
Yes, we're gonna go to Mexico.
He's moving back to Maui.
Right. Bye. I'm leaving Robbie. That's my honeymoon. We're going to go to Mexico for a couple of days because we were going to go to Italy, but I think things are getting all wonky again with the Delta variant. So we're like, where can we go where they're pretending like it doesn't exist? Mexico. So
all right. Congrats.
Yeah, just a couple of days. We'll plan a big one maybe next year.
All right. Do you watch the Olympics?
I have been watching it with the sound off. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. It is fun, right? Like I'm just being lazy on the couch. I'm like, look at you. Like I go to the bathroom. You're still doing that. That means something to you.
They're still running.
It's hilarious. They even take a commercial break and this shit's still going on and I'm not watching from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Perhaps you saw that Simone Biles, who said, hey, I'm having a mental issue with my brain and my muscles. I don't feel for my mental health I can compete. And then, of course, people are like, boo, you represent the things that are going on. We don't even know what the fuck you do.
I know.
Like all me and my friends are walking around like, hey, the balance beam. Am I wrong, folks? Fantastic.
Right.
She did last minute compete after all, won a third place. Was that copper? And people are like, and like, oh, you did step up. And you did well, so that's good for you. Blah, blah, blah. Anybody that complained about her not stepping up, like it was representing America, needs to know what she did when she got that bronze. If you don't know what events she did to get that bronze in, and you complain she didn't step up like Michael Jordan can at crunch time, you're a piece of shit and you should be off the internet.
Agree.
Thank you.
Agree.
I'll go for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm introducing the death penalty. Follow me on this one.
All right.
All right. All right.
We already feel very uncomfortable agreeing with you this much. Okay. Let's not.
Biles won the bronze in the balance beam after withdrawing from multiple events at the games in Tokyo to focus on her mental health. It was very emotional, she says, and I'm just proud of myself and just all of these girls as well. I didn't really care about the outcome. I was just happy I made the routine and that I got to compete one more time.
Also, psych, I got you all to think that I'm backing out and then I came on strong.
Right.
Psych.
It was the final event that she could have been in these Olympics. She has now won 7 medals in 2 trips to the Olympics.
Wow.
Tuesday's medal, this is when she just did that event, of course, tied with Shannon Miller for the most among female gymnasts in the history of Team USA.
Lazy.
So this woman, Shannon, is like, oh, you did it. Fucking yay. You. You know, she was making a cake, being like, I won't say this out loud, but I'm still the fucking champion.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait 4 years for a miracle.
Still number one.
I think I'm going to try it one more time. Oh, you bitch. Yay.
Shannon Miller's like in her 40s.
Yeah. That's fantastic news. All right. Here's what you want to do. You want to go to CaseyBalsham.com. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You want to follow her online.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's live, you want to check it out. How do I see that schedule, Casey? Talk to me.
I usually post it on my stories on Instagram at CaseFaceB. That's right.
CaseFaceB.
CaseFaceB with a C.
What else could it be? Yeah. Where the C goes, I have no fucking idea. But anyway, CaseBase.
Here's
CaseFaceB.
Here's how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We are going to post this episode and tag Casey in it. So make sure you're following at Keith and the Girl. And if you got the CaseBase B, you got it. If you don't, that's okay. We're gonna post her everywhere and we're gonna link. And that's how it works. We're linking. So link through us into her. She's gonna link to other things. Yeah.
Send it. Follow the link. Swipe up. Buy now. Here's your code.
Don't forget to finger the comics. Take your finger, click the like, click the comment.
Kenda.
This is how they describe it to me. They're like,
Kenda's Balky from Perfect Strangers. No Balky.
Nook. That's my favorite.
Stick it in me. No Balky. Give it to me. Oh, Balky. Yeah, follow what's doing. Casey, it's very nice meeting you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is a lot of fun.
And like I said, you can see everything that she's up to, but the album is called Son of a Barb.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And we'll talk to you on Friday.